My name is Sarah McClellan. I've lived in Ogden for 52 years. I'm the project director for the Northern Utah AIDS Coalition here in Ogden. The Union Pacific Railroad, they would hire more people of color, minorities, African American and Hispanic. A lot of folks moved from the South because they heard of job opportunities and they could get hired in a very decent job. Back in the 40s, I know during World War II, it was big because most of the people in the military traveled by train because they wasn't putting them on planes then. And so there was a lot of need for cooks and waiters and red caps and all of that. And it was hiring African American. The railroad was at one time was the livelihood of Ogden.
My name is Frankie Ortega. I go by Frankie the Barber. Um, by the slogan, I cut hair. Started originally with a guy by the name of Willie Moore, who had been here for 65 years before me.
I knew Willie Moore quite well. He was a community type person, and he really, when you would go there, it was always something going on.
I could sit here for days and tell you stories about this guy. This guy was a original Harlem Globetrotter. He did a lot more than just barbering. He was a scout for the Utah Jazz, and he was the one who actually found Karl Malone and brought him over here, and he was working right alongside Larry Miller. One day, we were cutting hair, and he goes, "Well, tomorrow's my birthday. My friend Karl Malone's gonna come pick me up in his big old truck." And I started laughing because we had a lot of stories, you know. And lo and behold, I was cutting hair the next morning, and here, sure, walks in Karl Malone. He was in the front with Karl Malone, waving to everybody. The street was actually segregated. So there was a white side and a black side.
I came to Utah from Jacksonville, believe it or not. Never saw snow before. Well, it was different. The first thing, I never had been in a place where I didn't see any people that looked like me. And I guess I thought when I came to Utah, it wouldn't be like that. A lot of blacks tried to buy a house in Ogden. In 1955, they would not show you a house above Washington Boulevard. And even when I got ready to buy my house in 1972, they wanted you to live in a certain part of town. And I tell the young folks in my family it's important that they know where they came from because they can have appreciation for what it was like. Blacks could not stay in the white hotels back in the 40s, so Mrs. Davis, and the Royal Hotel, it still stands there almost on the corner of 25th and Wall Avenue. The Pullman Porter was a union that was started with the railroad workers because they wasn't getting fair pay. Fatley Jones was the union representative. So anytime any of the workers, especially the cooks and the waiters, they felt like they were being discriminated against or wasn't getting a fair shake of things, they had a union to represent them. For a long time, blacks could only hold certain jobs. But even with the union, they got better pay. And when you get better pay, you live better. And you can do more for your family.
This was the minority barbershop or the low income barbershop. So Willie had the most cheapest haircuts around. It's a place where you can go if you ain't got money, where you can work and get you a haircut at least. Whereas a lot of places around town, there's tell you to scram. You know, I can't get out of here with all that. But hey, man, you're willing to sweep up some hair or clean the windows, you get a haircut, and that haircut's gonna make you feel real good, real good. Because no matter how much money you got in your pocket, you got a nice fresh haircut, you feeling all right, feeling better than all right. There was a lot of white people that come in here. Shoot, the priests from the Catholic Church, the Mormon bishops would come in here. Not just that, but shoot, the guys just getting out of court for attempted murder would come in here too. So you get them all, you know, you get white, black, and crooked or holy. Everybody came in the barbershop, and during that time in the barbershop, when you're in the barbershop, there's no judgments, there's no labels. It's all about hair. It doesn't matter what color hair you have. Hair is hair, right? And that's how we view people too. Color your skin, just like the color of your hair. Since this guy came in the other day, he told me that Willie he used to rent a house from Willie right here around the corner. And after a couple years, Willie just ended up saying, you know what, you can have the house. That's the type of dude Willie Moore was. It's not just about cutting hair and getting money and making a living. There was a secret that Willie taught me is how to make people feel good. Ogden's a different place. I mean, if you're don't live here, it gets a bad rep.
I talk to folks and I tease them all the time. They always say it's so far to come to Ogden. Because I said, oh yeah, it's 300 miles to Ogden and 35 to Salt Lake. Because they don't know the heritage of Ogden and what we have to offer. Because I've talked to folks that lived in Salt Lake for years and never been to Ogden. And they don't see the heritage of Ogden. They don't know about Ogden. They think they're a little more sophisticated. They see Ogden as a blue-collar town. They don't see Ogden as upscale.
I think it is what it is. We are blue collar and we're proud of it. We got a character about us. The history makes us who we are. And we might not be the fanciest, but Ogden has a lot of class. You can shine that thing up all you want and make it fancy all you want, but hey man, ain't nothing wrong with some nice blue jeans and some class. Not everybody gonna love you, no matter how much good you do. So I think Ogden's just full of misfits with class. That's what I think.
They don't know the things we have, the wonderful trails that we have, the parks that we have. You go right up the canyon, you're at the ski resorts. The river walk is just beautiful. And just so many things, the arts, the Elko Center, the amphitheater, there's always something going on. So I don't think they really know what we really do here in Ogden.
Within the last 10 years that I've seen, it's completely changed for the better.
I see Weber State is reaching out, and so I think that's gonna, I can see the future gonna be change and be more inclusive. And I think the people of diversity will feel more part of this community when you're included.
Finally, somebody picked it up, dusted off, gave it a little love, and you know said, "Oh, this is a gem. This is a gold mine. Like, why is this not being loved and restored?" I think that's the story of Ogden. Just need a little love.
I think it has a great future. I've seen it grown, and I've seen the diversity really has increased.
There's no egos, there's no negativity. It's just nothing but positivity. And there's blacks, white, Mexicans, there's gay, straight, you know, everybody. It's very diverse. It's pretty much its own melting pot. I do get a chance to speak to a lot of people, to the public, and I get a chance to listen to the public. And I think that's a big thing is more people need to start listening. I think we talk too much and we say the wrong things and we don't listen enough to each other. You know, talk to each other. I'll get a customer in my chair texting the whole time. You know, and it only takes me 2 seconds for them to start talking my ear off. You know, and so I guess we gotta get back down to the blue collar.